let's go ahead and start with prayer. Dear Lord, Father, thank you for this class, for everybody who's come here to learn ASL. I pray that you help us to be good students. And we love you, Father, in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
All right. Oh, now, some of you who were in my last class, you might remember I told you this would be a voice-off class, and it will, but not today. So, so it will be voice off, but not today. Today is going to be survival science for when we are voice off next week, and just a review. So review different things. I want to introduce the lessons to you. These are some different kind of lessons than before. But first, let me introduce myself and my co-teacher here. So first, I am Cody. Nice to meet you all. I hope to get to know all of you all and your names through this class. I introduced you. Oh, you're fine, you're fine. So I teach high school, it's not bothering me. So.
I know.
Please, I'm used to telling students to stop video chatting during class. So I had a student do that one time. I'm lecturing in class. I'll get to what I do in a second. I'm lecturing in class, and all of a sudden I hear, "Hey, how's it going?" When I walk up to him, I'm like, "All right, give me the phone, give me the phone." And so he's like, "Oh, really?" I'm like, "Yes." And he's like, all right. And so he gives me the phone, and I'm turn around, I'm like, "Oh." And then I hear, "Hey, teacher took my phone!" And he pulled out a flip phone from his pocket. Oh my God. I had a flip phone with him. He had two phones. So I took one, and he had a second. I'm like, right here. I did.
Did you keep your hand out for more?
Well, yeah, I should have. Hey, Carol, it's good to see you.
Full house.
Oh, you're fine. So, like I said, my name's Cody. I do teach. Hey, come on in.
Thank you.
Yes. If you're okay sitting next to Gloria.
Oh no, we'll find out.
I had a yummy dinner over there.
Oh, you did?
So good.
Oh, smelled good. So, yes. So hey, I'm going to start again, and someone else is going to come through that door. Just watch. So,
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. My name is Cody. I'm a volunteer here at the church. I run the deaf ministry. You'll see me a lot if you're in the 11:30 service. I interpret probably almost every Sunday. I also lead. We have a church service in American Sign Language here also that I lead, and that's what I do. But that's, like I said, I'm a volunteer. I also work at Mainland High School. Go Bucks. I
For the money and fame, right?
What?
For the money and fame.
That's exactly why I teach for the money.
That's what I
So
thought.
I'm doing it wrong if I'm getting it for the money. Yes. So, but I teach American Sign Language there, and I am one of two teachers we have for ASL there, and I enjoy it a lot. This year I'm teaching levels 2, 3, and 4. So it's a lot of fun. So, but yeah, that's what I do. I have 3 kids you're going to hear way too many stories, or actually you're going to see too many stories about. I have Oliver, who's 5, Oakley, who's 3, and Andalyn, who is going to be 6 months old soon. So, yes, I know, she's already 6 months old. So, what? I know. So, she's getting big. So maybe I'll throw a picture in one of these slides sometime to show y'all. So then I have my wife Michelle, and then this is Anthony. He is. Are you? I'm going to try to persuade him to come every week. So he's going to be my co-teacher. So it's not going to be just me standing here teaching, because you'll join me and help me. So okay. So yeah, next week. I mean, if you want to help me today, that's fine. Next week. Anthony here leads our Songs in Deaf Church, and you've taught for me also before. So you've taught, when I've been gone, and he leads the music every Sunday in Deaf Church. You would preach more, and I keep trying to persuade you, and you keep, next time. So, hey, you're fine. fine.
Alright, I'm gonna go back by Anthony and give this,
Here you go.
and this lovely lady.
There's another couple seats if you want to stay.
Oh, you're okay. I'm fine. You sit there. And just don't want me back. Okay, let's sit next to your daughter.
Alright, so there we go. So yes, so this is Anthony though. He'll be helping me a lot. So he won't be sitting there every week because he'll be up here with me. And so, so he is deaf. So he's the real deal. So he's deaf. Oh, are you sure? Okay, no. So, but he'll be joining me. I was excited when he's like, oh, okay. I've been getting onto the deaf in our deaf church service on Sundays. And come on, you're all deaf. Help me. You want to come help? Let me know. So I got one. Yeah, it's some more. Some of them wanted to, but we had problems with rides. So, because my truck only has enough room for one person. So, that's what I get for having a single cab truck. Which, when I was in college, it was really nice. Nobody ever asked me for rides. So, it was great. So, these lessons are going to be a little bit different. Okay, I was about to say, oh, I don't have a clock. This is going to be bad. All right. So, I do sign a lot when I talk. And if I just stop talking, I'm sorry. So, these lessons here, these are lessons 1 through 3. So I'm trying something different with these lessons. So you'll notice here, though, I do have like what's being taught. I have all the vocab down. I'm just making, I'll show you the videos in a second, but I'm making supplemental things to go with them. And that wasn't quite ready yet. So, but we'll have the table of contents here. You'll see what we're covering. This class, I know I only have 14 lessons there, but it's going to be 15 weeks, and we're going to have a break in there. I would tell you the break, but my phone is being used right now, and so I can't, I'm sorry. But I don't want to speak out of turn because I have it written down in my phone. Next week I'll tell you when the break will be, but it'll be in March. So I believe it's the week after the school spring break. So, and part of that is because I have a big work meeting that day. Gloria, you are one popular woman today.
I put it on power off, so how come it's still making a noise?
It's your
But
other
it
phone.
is, it definitely is. Alright, I didn't push the button enough.
Oh, so she's the person to know right here.
Off. See?
Here.
I'm a little bit jealous. Nobody's calling me. But
Now I
so
know who I am.
everyone's gonna remember Gloria. So, but we will have lessons that go along with what we're doing. I have all the vocab numbered, the same vocab that you're gonna see on here on the screen. So that way when we're doing it voice off, I'm not just like signing something to you, you're like, I have no idea where we are. That's okay. So I wanna talk a little bit about, let me finish talking about these lessons. So now for those of you who are, young and hip high schoolers, you'll be fine with this part, but for the rest of us, this was kind of a new thing for me. QR codes. So instead of just doing pictures like the last lessons had pictures, and which by the way, if you're interested in getting those last lessons, see me after class and give me your email and I can send them to you, as well as a link to like almost all. There were 2 lessons I missed, but other than that, I got them all on video. So I can give you those. So just come to me after class, or if you just lost yours, I can email it to you. So, but these codes, now if you have a smartphone, almost all of them, you just take your camera, hold it over there, and it'll automatically pull up the video. So these are all just links to YouTube. If that's a problem for whatever reason, if you are old-fashioned and still got a flip phone, or maybe you just use smoke signals.
I know that now.
Yeah, no, So that's fine too. I can send you a link to the videos, to the playlist. I have one on our YouTube channel. Also, worst case scenario, give me a flash drive and I will just download them for you. So, because they're just on my computer at home, at least 1 through 3 right now. So, hopefully in the next couple weeks I'll make the rest of them. It's just when you get to kid number 3, life just gets so much busier, so I don't know.
Wait till the 4.
Wait till 4. I think we're good. I think we're good. 3 is plenty. I feel like I'm already going crazy. So, yes. Yes, and she's not even crawling yet. I can't, just wait till she's, starts crawling around and taking their stuff, and then it'll be all over. So, yes, especially my middle daughter. She's our aggressive child. More than once, my wife will bring her to the playground here during the week, and more than once, she's had to take her home early because she tackled another kid. It's just.
She's aggressive like
She's
you.
very aggressive. Very aggressive. She doesn't yet. So, and on one hand, I'm like a proud dad. On the other hand, I'm like, you can't do that. So, yes. So you should be able to just put your phone right over this. If not, there's like a million QR code scanning apps out there for the iPhone, Android, maybe even Nokia. I don't know. Anyways. But yes, that's how I wanted to do it this time. That way, because got some complaints last time with just the pictures that, you can't just look at a picture and know how it's moving. But with a video, you can. And quite honestly, practically, those pictures take a long time to organize and edit. And, those other lessons just had 100 vocab, and that took me, like, forever to do. And that was when I just had one kid. So these lessons were probably altogether going to have like 200 vocab words during that time. So maybe over. So anyways, I haven't counted. I should. So those are how the lessons are going to work, though. Yeah, I'd love your feedback on that too. If you're doing it, you're like, hey, this works, or I hate it. It's a dumb idea. That's fine. I love all feedback. So yeah. Right? I don't need none, right?
I was learning from these two over here.
Oh,
Yeah.
These two were having a little conversation.
Oh, the two that had.
So, Tony,
Yes.
this is going to sound really
Oh,
good,
that's
like
fine.
I'm old.
No.
But, so.
You work with high schoolers, you're young at heart.
I really think, I learned so much from that.
Me too.
So,
Like
am
what
I supposed
TikTok
to have an
is.
app
Yeah,
on here?
exactly.
That I move over it? Is that
Just
what-
pull up your camera like you're taking a picture.
Oh, okay. Oh, go like that.
Yep. And just hold it over there.
Okay.
Hold it steady.
But then you click
Oh,
the
this is
button.
open new to this.
Yep, click that.
Click this?
Click that.
Wait, you can just do it without the app.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most folks can do it.
Oh.
Look at that. Look at that.
And then you
No.
I taught a high schooler
I
something about oh.
have an app.
You don't need the app anymore.
Learned.
Cool. I didn't know that. Lesson 1, vocabulary. That is so cool. This is fun. Yes,
My phone right now is at 5%, not gonna do it now.
Yeah. Need a little bit of juice.
I was interested, there it is.
There you go. See, there it is. There it is. Filmed right over there in the first room. Filmed him here at the church.
Awesome.
Yes. So, like I said, if you have any problems, let me know. I can help you. I can put them on a flash drive. I'm happy to help you out here. ASL is it's a 3D language, and a 2D picture just doesn't communicate it right. So, and I'm busy. So, pick which one. I don't care. So, and I also, this lesson, if you remember in the last class, we had practice sentences, but I really kind of failed you all using them. We didn't really look at the practice sentences. I'm making them a much bigger part of this class. So, all that being said, I think I covered everything. Did I cover everything I told you? Everything? I think so. Okay. So, all that being said, let's get back to doing some review, huh? Y'all ready? So I know I want to skip around a little bit. We're actually going to go look at page 3. I want to run through our ABCs. Alright, so I know we have, hopefully now this class, it is an intermediate class. But I feel like even if you don't know any sign language, just watch me, hang close. Should be okay. We'll see. You're like y'all don't know any sign, nothing. A little bit. I got a little bit and nothing. And I know you're like no.
Yeah,
No.
I know that.
And I know you said you know.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, and then the rest. I think I've had in classes. Not last time. I've had y'all before in classes. Liesel. Liesel were you in the first class? way back when Steve did it. Whoa, we got another deaf guy!
Oh.
Hey, Izzy! Hey. There's Steve right there. And Juan just like sleeping away now. So, Juan's gone. Okay, we had another deaf guy here, but I guess he's gone. He's like, oh, Cody's teaching. I don't want to get involved in that. So he'll ask me now. A, B, C, D. You want to make that circle right there. There you go.
Oh, I miss you.
No, you're fine, you're fine. E, F, G, H, I, J, K. This is a weird one for those of you who don't know anything. So, it's like you're going to make a V, and then move your middle finger forward like that and stick your thumb in the middle. There you go. And just point your palm towards me. Towards me. There you go. Yeah, that way. Perfect. So, K, L, M, N, O, P. Yes, it's like a K that fell over. Q, it's like a G that fell over. R, like a rope. S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Perfect. Perfect. Very good. So, you go, woo! I try to keep this class fun. I will say this, because as I was doing that, I forgot something that I do want to tell you all. So, I will be voice off for this class. So, you all, if you need to, feel free to talk. I understand that, putting it together can be difficult, especially when you're watching it and you're all like, ah. So, but I do want to encourage you to try to sign it. So, because just that, mentally that act of putting it together like that is what will help you learn. And so I guess I should probably tell you why we're doing it voice off. See, that's what I get for not making a list of stuff I wanted to talk about. I was like up here, oh yeah, I know what I want to talk about, I'll be ready. So, I do want to say the reason we're doing it voice off is because immersion is the best way to learn. So it really is. That's how I learned sign language. I went to college I went for pastoral theology, and I ended up getting involved with the deaf ministry in Jacksonville. At first I just thought, so cool, they're talking with their hands. That was probably about 11 years ago. And so I started taking a class, just like this one at a church, and they were like, oh, you really want to learn? I was like, well, yeah. And they're like, oh, well, come to deaf church. And come to deaf church became, oh, come to Sunday school. And so it just, I just kept going down the rabbit hole. And before you know it, I'm getting ready to graduate Bible college. And, I had wanted to become a youth pastor. And then, I'm like, wait, there's all these guys here who will become youth pastors and are going to do great things. There's like 2 people who want to work with the deaf. So I was like, But I learned just by getting immersed in it, just by being around it all the time. I made some friends, and one of them was in my wedding. So I made friends who were deaf, and I just signed with them all the time. When we go to Walmart, or when we just go to the restaurant, or just sitting around the dorms, we're just signing. It was a lot of me going. There was a lot of that. So, those friends, they still make a lot of fun of me for it, but because I said a lot of things wrong. So I want to use that also to encourage you. Don't be afraid to sign stuff wrong. So, because that's so important. It really is. It's important. You think, but people will make fun of me. Yes, we will. So, it's okay. We've all been there, right? We will make fun of you. But you know what? It's okay. It's part of the learning process. It's interesting. I'm finishing up my teacher certification for teaching sign language at the schools. And one of the classes I took was about language acquisition. And it was really fascinating because I always thought that kids were just like these natural language learning machines. And, that kids, they're just, they have this gift that, before, under 5 years old, you could just learn anything, which is true. But you know what, though, is that there's a lot of research out there that has nothing to do with their age. That the whole reason, and if you think about it, my son is 5, and he's really now at the point where he is talking clearly and he's putting his words together right. Sometimes he says things like broken instead of broken, but he's, my daughter's 3 and she struggles to talk. Like, she'll just come in and go, and, she just can't get those words out. They have been immersed in language since they were babies, and now years later, they're still figuring it out. So, sometimes we still can't talk. But, the whole reason though that it seems like kids learn languages better is because they don't care about making mistakes. Kids will just say, oh, my foot ankle, or my foot wrist. That's what my son said one day. He said, oh, it's on my foot wrist instead of his ankle. So kids don't care. They'll make mistakes. So be willing to make mistakes. It's okay. So, like I said.
It's better than speaking in Spanish and saying the wrong thing, because that's like really bad too. I was learning Spanish and I said pregnant many times when I meant to say drinking, and it was
I was going to say, I said pregnant when you didn't say embarrassed.
Yeah, no.
Because I grew up in South Florida, so my Spanish is awful, but there's a little bit there. And I'm actually really good at selling scratch-off lotto tickets. I had a job at a convenience store. I was a cashier at a convenience store in high school. And so I got really good at selling lotto tickets in Spanish. ¿Qué quieres? Uno, dos, ¿Qué tarjetas quieres? There you go. There's my Spanish. I know tarjetas is like cards, but that's what they call them. That's what they told me. They all called them tarjetas. I don't know. Most of them are from Mexico. I don't know if that's why.
Different dialects.
Yeah, I know there's different dialects. So. But I've had some people be like, that's not what we say in Puerto Rico or whatever, but I don't know. No. So, but it was, I learned a lot of, but that's like the limit of my Spanish, what you heard right there. that and I'm not going to sell you any more beer. Yeah, it was an interesting job. But I say all that to say, more than once I think I've said, soy embarazada. Which, if you don't know, you'd think it means I'm embarrassed, but it really means I'm pregnant. So, I've told more than a few Spanish people that I was pregnant.
It's all where you put the accent.
I can never get the pronunciation.
My daughter's name is Maite, and nobody says it right. They say her Maitai, matey, mate, anything.
Yes, so my pronunciation of Spanish is always awful. I think that's one reason I really took to sign language, because I can't speak anything else. I can't say anything right. So let's talk about numbers, now that I have my little fun story. So yeah, the numeros. Look at that. Look at that. You used to be a Spanish teacher. You're already here. I got numeros and Spanish teachers, and we're ready. So, and you probably know some Spanish too, I'm guessing.
Sí, mi padre es de Habana, Cuba.
Ah, hey, I understand you though. I understand. See, I can understand. I understand more than I can speak. What, her dad's from Cuba. Right? Am I right?
Yes.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, I understood that. I'm so proud of myself. Senora DeRocher from high school would be proud of me. So, that was my Spanish teacher. So, that and Senor Caswell. So, anyways, not that you won't care about that at all. I'm here to learn sign language. So, number 0, 1, 2, 3. So, you don't do 3 like this. It's like this. I am forever going to mess up your minds. This is no longer 3 in your lives, ever.
What is it?
It is 6. Or W.
Or W.
So, if you remember 2, V, same.
Right.
Better
How
than
come we
number
allowed
6.
2 and V to be the same, but not W and 3?
Now, we were talking about this in one class. In a perfect world, 6 is the same. In a perfect world, it's W and then 6 with the difference right there. In the real world, nobody signs it like that.
Right.
So, Good luck. It's just like there's a sign up, movie, cheese. In a perfect world, movie, cheese, right? Most deaf people? Right? You never know. Do they want cheese or do they want a movie? I don't know. So in a perfect world, yeah, get over it. In a perfect world, yes, but in the real world, get over it. Context. And really the numbers and the letters, I hit 10,000 steps. I hit 10,000 on my watch. Too funny. So, see, that's why people really come to this class. They hit 10,000 steps. Yeah. They do look like busy. You're right, but I don't want to confuse these hearing people. So, right? Yeah, you're right though. You're right. But the handshake. Oh. Right though. Michael is also deaf, so he knows a lot, and he finger spells really fast.
He'll come up there and then.
I was gonna say,
after class, he will race you in finger spelling. He races me all the time, so it's always
it's the hardest.
So, where were we? Oh yeah,
Numbers.
3,
Yes.
4, 5. I thought you were raising your hand for a second. 6. This is where it gets a little bit weird. Remember, little finger, little number. 6, 7. You just move one over. A little trick is when someone's spitting numbers out at you really fast. You know, when they're like, you know, if you want to be able to catch it fast, don't look at what fingers are down. Look at what fingers are up, and it makes the number a lot more clear. So 7, 8, 9, which is also F. Then 10. 10.
Do you have to shake your hand like that?
Yes. Sometimes it'll just be one like 10, but it's some kind of twist to it. Always is a twist. So then 11. Oh, I know that's not in there. Back of your hand faces out on this one. Just one finger. Is that 11, 12. 13 with your thumb out. 14, thumb in. 15, thumb comes back out. Yeah, it does look like ha 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 ha. Okay, context, right, the situation. I don't walk up to you and go, you look goofy. 13, 13, 13. No. So, 13, 14. Then 15 thumb goes out. Now, the next 4 are kind of weird because you have like a bunch of different ways. My way is you make a 6 and you shake it, 16. 7 and you shake it, 17. 8 and you shake it, 18. 9 and you shake it, 19. Some people will go 16, 17, 18, 19. That's probably my least favorite way. Some other people will go 10, 6. 10, 7.
Oh, heck no.
10,
I
8,
was taught.
10, 9. That's how you learned it.
Yeah.
Some people do that, and that can be good for clarity. If I'm like say for example, I'm interpreting and I need to be clear, I will do that one sometimes. But I prefer 16, 17, 18, 19.
Yeah, I like that better.
You don't like it? So, but I see it though. Some people. It's old fashioned.
This way?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Oh,
Old
yeah,
fashioned.
yeah,
So.
it was a long time ago.
Yeah, so I prefer this way, 16, 17.
Much easier.
18, 19.
I like that.
That was the first way
Yeah.
I learned it,
Yeah,
and that's, you know, I just think it's simpler.
much easier.
So, well, when did we learn 100 last time, right? Because once you know 30, you know all of them, right? It was just 30, right? So, that's true, I'll explain it.
Here's another helper here.
So I love it, I love it.
The interaction.
Yes, yes, yes.
That's knowledge.
You'll get to, you see how people actually talk in sign language, not just the way we teach. 'Cause it's like that with any language. I mean, you take Spanish, you're learning the truck is red. You know, people don't talk like that. So, no offense to Spanish teachers.
No, that's
no offense.
Switch your verb and your noun.
Yeah. Yes, I'm guilty of it in sign language sometimes. I understand. So,
It's all good.
It's all the facial expressions.
oh, well, I'm going to talk about facial expressions in a little bit. You're jumping ahead of me now. So 16, 17, 18, and 19. And I will say, I teach you all the way I sign. So in sign language, there are a lot of accents. So there's a lot of different, all over the country. We talked about it a little bit in our last class. You know, here we do 30, 40, 50, 30, 40, 50. Go to Ohio, they do 30, 40, 50. You go here in Florida, we'll sometimes sign gift. See that for gift?
Yeah.
It's a Florida sign. Florida. I know, but in Florida, they see gift. It's from FTV, yeah. So you'll see gift. That is only in Florida. We are very special with that one. But even people, the hard part is with Florida is we have so many even deaf people who've moved here from different places that people don't know this sign. Because even you're not from Florida? No, you're from Mars, right? No, New Jersey. Yes. Wait, I'm excited for you for the family when we teach about family signs because you are smart with family signs. You have a whole lot of family. So. How many brothers, sisters? 10 sisters. How many brothers? 10 brothers.
Wow.
He's one of 20.
Wow.
Seriously?
Yeah, he's serious, yeah.
Wow. My daughter would say, need to find a new hobby.
No, that was his parents. That was his parents. So 20. So we did 19, 20. 21. Yeah, 20 chickens. 21. Think 21 gun salute at a funeral. I teach in high school, like I said, and I said that like my first year teaching. I was like, 21 gun salute. And my students were like, how do you know that song? I'm like, that's a song? And they were like, yeah. And I'm like, it's a thing at funerals. 21. So, yeah, yes, I learned all kinds of stuff from my students. Most of the stuff I don't want to know. 22. 23. So you make a 3 and you wiggle your middle finger. 23. That's how I learned it.
He's pleading the fifth.
How do you do it? 23? Well, we'll just, after class, we'll call up John Olson because he taught me, okay? John was my teacher. He was the deaf pastor at my church. And so he taught me most of the signs I know. So
Are numbers going to be on the QR code?
no, I did not put the numbers on there because if you just type in on YouTube ASL numbers, you'll find billions of videos. There are so many videos out there. It's mind-numbing sometimes. So 23, 24. You're actually going to do your 2 like this and then 4. 24. 25. You're going to make a 5 and then wiggle your 2 middle fingers. So right there. 5. What do you say? Oh, you just do 25? You can do that. 25. You just wiggle the 1, 2. Let's see. So, oh, you do it the same? Okay, 25. All right, we'll do it this way. 25. 25. 26. We're 2 and a 6. 27. We're 2 and a 7. 28. We're 2 and an 8. 29. We're 2 and a 9. And then 30. 3, 0.
I like everything after 30 easier.
It is. After 30, it's 30.
Just
3, 1.
Yeah.
3, 2. 3, 3. 3, 4. 100, you do 1C. 100. 130, 1C, 3, 0. 1,000 is like this. 1,130. So the only exceptions are 67, 68, 69, 78, 79, and 89. They twist. That's kind of you don't really see that pop up a lot. So Izzy's over there like, they do. Which is kind of funny. So see,
I'm trying to figure out why those numbers
That's
like
the
to
one
twist.
thing I always get marked wrong on my test.
Must
in
be the
college.
age.
oh really? What?
I would
That?
always get those
Always
wrong.
got wrong this.
Oh.
It's only when the fingers are moving up to the one of the next ones up, it does that. So it's kind of weird. There's a pattern there, but you have to kind of like.
Nobody ever told me that.
I can't articulate the pattern. That's the best I can do. So if that doesn't make sense, I'm sorry.
That makes sense.
It's a weird. So hey, it made sense to someone.
No,
Woo!
like that.
I did something. All right. All right. So let's look at some of our vocabulary now. So these are survival signs. These are signs you need to know.
So we're going back to page 2.
Yes, we're going back to page 2. I'm all over the place. You know how I teach classes? Yes, you know
I
how I
went
teach.
to 5.
Me and my rabbit trails, I'm all over the place when I teach.
Same with the scroll.
Yeah. So just feel bad for my wife. Just imagine living with me. So I'm the kind of person where like I'll like I'll be getting something out of the refrigerator and I'll just walk away and leave it. Anyways. What's this one? We've been talking about this one. Yeah. Yes. Told you these are basics. If you know these, you're set. What's this one? No. See, a lot of people think it's no.
Yeah.
No, but it's not. It's no. Alright. It does look like duck. Like Crystal over here throwing out all these different vocab words. As long as things make sense to you, I'm happy. So, pronouns. Now, I just saw that one. This sign is a no-go. I don't want to see I. So, I or me. I and me have the same sign.
Is that English?
Yes, it is. That is an English sign. That is like the. There's another English sign for you. The English sign. That's always the one. Yeah, and R. Woo. Yes, we'll talk about be verbs in a little bit. I have a note on that. So, I'm ahead of me, Crystal. So, I, me, you. He, she, it. In ASL, pronouns are not gendered. So there's no he, she, it. It's all just third person singular. So he, she, it. Makes things simple. Makes life complicated if you're voice interpreting someone and they say like, oh, my teacher, and then start doing this, and you're like, do I say he or she? Because I don't. So I also, before I was a sign language teacher, I worked as an interpreter for several years, and now I just do it volunteer, but it's still, it's always annoying when I'm like, I don't know if it's he or she, I don't know what to use. So usually then you just keep trying to say my teacher, my teacher, my teacher, and just wait until maybe they'll give you a hint. We.
Doesn't matter what side.
Do you start?
I start on the same side as my dominant hand. Yes, and for my new students, your dominant hand is the one that does the move.
Is there another sign? I think it's soul or something like that.
Soul.
Okay, that's
Soul.
what it is. Okay, I was thinking it crosses over.
There's a lot of signs that do that.
Yeah.
So we sometimes you'll see it done like this. We. That's sometimes more like an emphasis, like we, like all of us. We. You'll see it both ways. Y'all. I'm not really proper English. Not that one. You got a point. Y'all. Y'all. Could do use guys. I could season there. I guess that's the right one. Yeah. Use guys. We don't really have a good English third person, or second person plural. But y'all is what this would be. Y'all. Well, we're in Florida, so
It works.
go with it. Y'all. Y'all. For my Spanish people, vosotros. At least if you're in Spain. But y'all. And then they.
Vosotros?
I don't know.
Nosotros.
Nosotros.
Nosotros is we.
That's right.
I'm talking about the y'all.
Y'all would be both.
Oh, that's right. You know Spanish too. So we got two speakers and a teacher, and yeah. So I'm just gonna stick with sign language.
Yeah.
When it comes to Spanish.
Why did you do that?
Yeah, I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna stop using Spanish as an example. Yes. All right. Yeah, I'm out of my depth. So,
Sorry to throw you off.
They. Just point off to the edge. So, me, I, you, he, she, it, we, y'all's is, and they, or y'all. I'm sorry, y'all's is the next slide, and they.
So y'all and they, pretty much
The only difference is that you include who's ever in front of you.
That's right.
So, mine. So now the difference now is that it's gonna be open hand. That's why I got on to you about the whole y'all or y'all. Open hand is possessive. My or mine. You, yours. His, hers, its. Simple. Ours. Or ours. Depending on how you say it. I wasn't really sure what word I was going to use for that. Y'all's is. I was not sure, but I was like, it's a good word as any.
I've heard all y'all.
Yeah,
All y'all.
All y'all.
Oh my god.
No, I like y'all's is better. I like the double contraction.
This is the worst English class I've
It's the worst Spanish class, it's the worst English class.
English has gone down.
Yeah, it really is.
We'll wait till we get to the ASL grammar. Y'all's is. And then theirs. Theirs. I was going to say that. Theirs. Y'all. Question words, these are important. Who? Who? So you're going to make it L? Who? Like an owl. There you go. Yeah, owl.
No curl needed?
No, some people do the curl.
I
Some people do the curl. Oh, I'm sorry, look. Okay, now it's the worst Spanish class, the worst English class, and now y'all are criticizing my sign language. I can't win. Oh, R? Alright, yeah. How do the two of you sign who? Look, okay, so they're different. So he does it who, Anthony does it who. So both of them, we'll take both. No, I've seen it, but you're really confusing. So, who or who? Both are fine. I do it with a straight finger. What? This one's what? Now, some of you, see that look Crystal's giving me, learned what? Am I right? You learned what? This is what when it's not a question. So, that's what I'm talking about. That's when you would use this one. So, but if it's a question, you want to stick with
I want props. I fixed it though. I went to
You
this
did.
first.
You did.
I learned.
What? When? So it's probably the most complicated sign we have. It's almost like a clock. When? Now some of you might have learned when. Is that ringing a bell?
Yes.
This is when it's not a question again. So it's also used for like happen and then when. So that is, for an example, when I was a young warthog. So that's when you would use this one.
In college, I learned it would happen.
Happen. But it can also mean when, but not when it's a question. Like that, not when it's a question.
I learned it when
So
something
like,
happened.
I was walking and when I arrived home, So it like that. So, but for questions, when. And question words always go with the face. So like, what? When? Where? Why? So you can do that. You got 3 options on why. So I usually teach this one, but this is our intermediate class, so we're going to go through all of them. I usually teach this one because it ends in a Y and it's easy for my students to remember. Why? Why? You can also do why, and it comes down to an I love you hand. Why? So you do why. You can also do why. Yeah, so you can do all 3. All 3 are fine. I've seen all 3 used by deaf people. What? Yeah. Oh, one's fine. That's the same thing. Why? You do it for one, that's fine. Why?
That's what makes it so confusing. There's so many different signs.
Yeah.
Pick one.
Why? Oh, please. English is the worst for that, though. I mean,
Yeah,
come on.
I know, right?
So much slang.
I mean, come on. I mean, English is the worst when it comes to just pick one.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
how? Hey, you all are gonna love this. Again, you got 3 ways. So you can do how. How. You can do how. I tend to do this one. How. And the last one is it's an older sign. How.
Yeah.
So that's the old-fashioned way, honestly. So how, or how. This one I tend to use more like, oh, how are you? This one, someone's like telling me something, I'm like, how? It's kind of more like my lazy way of doing it. I'm like, how?
Yeah, that's what I.
How, or how.
It depends on your level of interest of how, right?
How much you're interested.
How?
How? Which way am I gonna go? Which?
Oh, I like these.
So you're milking a cow.
You're milking a cow.
Almost.
Not. Not. I am not good at Spanish. Not. We've established this. Not. So it's gonna be right under your chin? Not. I'm happy the 2 of you are over there going, not. 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 Can. So you make A's and you just pull right down. Can. Oh, I can.
Is this the one time you actually can use both hands in your sign?
There's a lot
You can
of-
always use both hands.
Yeah.
Well, not always, but a lot of times. So,
I
of
learned
course,
it
if you're
this
in the
way.
real world again, let's talk about the real world for a second. I got your question. In the real world, your hands are rarely ever both free, at least for me. I usually have a kid or 2 in one hand. And then, so usually it's just can. So, it just depends. So, but can, question, yes.
Yeah, no, I learned it with like a C, like going up. I don't know why, but that's how I learned it. I can, yeah. That was the weirdest thing. I can.
No, can. You seen that before? Yell. He knows it as yell. It's not a yell. I have never seen that quite
Okay.
honestly. So I would
Good to
stick
know.
with can. Stick with can.
Can.
You never? Yeah, so
Okay.
stick with Cam.
Got it.
The jury's in. We're sticking with Cam.
Is that also able?
Yes, it is. It's
This
also
is
able.
so many different
Yep.
videos.
Can or able?
Yeah, you have to hear both hands you want.
Good for you.
Can either, can.
Can't. Can't. So
I'll let her.
yeah, careful not to hurt yourself. Can't. Now these negative words a lot of times too, like with not, you want to show that with your face. So keep your facial expressions in mind. No. Not this no. This no. Oh, Anthony. I know him. Yeah, that's his sign name, by the way, Anthony. A-W. Mine is like this, if y'all remember. C-H. C-H. I forget. What's yours? Michael. So I know there's a few others. I got Izzy over here. Izzy. Crystal. I think you still don't have one. Oh, is it Crystal? Okay, that's right. Crystal. Now that we have Liesl over here. So, who is it? You have one? Carol. Wasn't sure PJ or anyone else. Probably PJ. PJ gave
No,
it to you?
actually, no, it was another deaf teenager.
Oh, it was? Oh, cool. Alright, I'm sorry. PJ, I told you all I had a deaf friend who was in my wedding. That's PJ. So, no. Don't know. Yeah, don't care. Don't know. Don't care. You can do it 2 hands if you're being more emphatic. Don't know. Don't know. So, feel free. I tend to be very expressive anyways, but let yourself go. Feel free just to be expressive, have at it. I know some people just have a naturally more expressive face. If you're who is really good at that, his name is Ethan Roth. If you're ever in the 11:30 service and you see the younger guy interpreting, his face, he's just got this such naturally expressive face. You could, like one time I think he just doesn't like to talk. And so he just uses his face more. And so he, like we were standing there, we asked him something, and he was kind of like, and it was like there was so much communicated with just his face there, like, wow. Yeah, facial expressions are so important, and they're going to be a big emphasis in this class. Important. It's on the list. We'll get there in a second. So I think it's it's our last sign. Need. This one already came up too. Need. You can be more emphatic. Need. Need pizza. Yes. Who said that? Amen.
It's like here.
Need.
X.
Yep.
But you shake it a little.
Yep. You bounce it. Need. Understand. Let the light bulb go on.
Whoa.
My shoes untied. I don't want to fall. That would be bad, especially when it's recorded. There's more than a few. Yeah, for the likes, for the vine. That's what my students say. They're like, do it for the vine. So, no, vine's not a thing. I don't know. So that's what they tell me. I just repeat what students say. I have to be careful sometimes. So you try not to. Some of them. Yes. No, I try to learn their slang though and use it in class. It always gets a few laughs. So whenever all of a sudden I'm like, oh, don't worry, we're Gucci, and they're like, wait, what? Yeah, it means we're good. It means we're good. Gucci.
Yeah.
It's lit. It's really
We
cool.
make up weird things for like stuff.
Oh, there are so many weird things. And when I started going, what was the one I said?
It's Gucci.
Like that's tough. That's fine.
Oh yeah, that's fired. That's powered. Oh, that's powered. Wow, you got an A? That's powered. And they're like, no, don't say that. So, understand, light bulb going off. Ding, ding, ding. Both. So like if I'm signing, I say there's two ways to do this. Both. Both. So you have two and they're being pulled together. Both. I do want to encourage you too. Make sure you review these signs. So I should have this lesson up tomorrow, early in the morning. I'm an early bird, so it should be on there early in the morning. But you can, like I said, the vocab videos are already there. So, and where will it be? It'll be on our Facebook page, Crossroads Deaf Ministry, or on our YouTube, which is also Crossroads Deaf Ministry. So it'll be on both of those. Fine. You can also bounce it. Fine. So I can say, both are fine. Both ways are fine. Fine. Good.
Fair.
So you do like this. This is fair. So good. Palm up. That's important as our next one. Is bad. Because bugs are bad if you squish them. So good. Bad. Good. Bad. Good. Bad. Good. Bad. Good. Bad. We're close. We're close. I'm not a very good music teacher either, so. I am an award-winning singer.
Oh,
I mean,
yes.
everybody thought it was a comedy act, but I still won $20 at a talent show in college. So I had people come up to me and they go, how do you get yourself to sing so badly? I'm like, just natural. Help. Now, help is what we call directional. So I can say, help me, or I can help you, or I can say, help him. He needs it. So, help. Help. I can say, Lord, help me. It's pretty much me, like, every day in class. Especially those after lunch classes.
Oh my God.
Help me, Lord. You know how they are after
After the
lunch?
sugar, yes.
I am so glad my planning is 6th period.
Oh, you're lucky.
So, mean, not as in like the mean, like, you know, like I am to him. You know, I'm mean to you. So, no, this is mean like it means. It means. Important sign to know, so I can say it means like, you know, all that. It means, you know, mean. Yep, so you're going to start here. Twist it down. Mean. Mean. Sign. What I want you all to do is to sign. If you're really good, you can go 1 forward and 1 backwards.
Oh, wow.
Alright, sign. Okay. You can do. Alright, this is the last one of the vocab, and I told you I was going to make practice sentences more important in these, but I don't think we're running out of time this week. We'll review them next week, but that's okay. Important. Important. So you're going to make F's and bring them around. Important. We might have time to run through them in a second, but I wanted to get through these reminders. Important. So a few reminders I have written down for you. These are important for you all to know. Facial expressions, facial expressions, facial expressions. At the high school, my students who have figured out facial expressions always do better than my students who haven't, even if their signs are lousy. I've had students be able to get by a lot just on facial expressions. Facial expression, and I know we're not giving you all a test or anything, but I'm telling you, facial expressions are key. If you can do facial expressions, it'll cover up a lot of sins with your signs. So, you can make a lot of mistakes, but if your facial expressions are on point, you will be fine. So, right? Facial expressions, facial expressions, facial expressions. So, don't sign be verbs anymore. They are forever out of your vocabulary in this class. There is no more am, is, are, was, were, be, being, been. Don't worry about them. You don't need them. Do we have them in sign language? Kind of, but y'all don't need them right now. They're only used in very specific situations. Don't worry about it. No more be verbs. So you don't need them anymore. We clear? Perfect. Okay, clarity over speed. I would much rather you be clear than you be fast. So always focus on your clarity first. When you get the clarity, the speed will come later. So just be clear. Make sure you're clear. Make sure you're, if you're signing help, sign help. Don't sign help. See what I'm doing here? You want to open that bottom hand up. Help. If you're signing my, don't sign my. Sign my. Keep your fingers straight. Make sure your signs are sharp. That's what I call it. Classifiers are very important. We covered these in my last class. They are handshakes that represent a thing. Honestly, if you could do, the other teacher we added on this year at Mainland, he had the best idea, and I'm stealing it next year if I teach level 1s. He did not start with ABC or 1, 2, 3. He started with classifiers and gestures. Now, if you know facial expressions and classifiers, you can pretty much communicate in sign language. The signs are just adding in stuff then. So, classifiers are handshakes that represent a thing. So I could say, like, if I forget how to say, oh, I walked over there, I can just say me. Oh, what was that? See, I'm showing it now. And that's what classifiers are. They're where you're showing the action. I could be like, oh, you see, you can communicate, and some of y'all don't even know sign language, and you kind of follow me? Kinda. I got a kinda. Better than nothing. So, you're sitting there, you're upset, so you get up and walk over there. So, I don't know why I'm walking over there. I don't know where that story was going. But I don't ever know where my stories go. I just start things and see what happens. So those classifiers though are so important, and I will be working them into all the lessons. You will see me use a lot of classifiers. It's not really a separate part of ASL, it's all mixed in together. So classifiers are so important. And then lastly, just so we're clear on this, WH question words, the who, what, when, where, why, which, not how, which. Any question word, if a WH goes at the end of your sentence. So you wouldn't say, who are you? You'd say, you. So you don't say, oh, where do I want to go? You say, so you put those WH question words at the end. And I am over time. So,
Thank you.
So we will work on the practice sentences next week. And you think you can?
I really
We'll start with the voice off next week. You look a little unsure.